day after a meteorite fell towards Safari Town. A boy went in search of it, hoping to find an adventure. What he found was a palm-sized robot that has a mind of its own. The little machine was also a life form known as a Gotchaborg from the planet Megaborg.
What?
Hey guys, this is Jekko Gruntyforcer with my first Let's Play Gacha Force. This is one of my personal favorite games, and I consider it a rare find if you're able to ever get it. It's one of the greatest games on the GameCube that very few people actually know of. It didn't sell too well, and I actually ended up getting it at a Sam's Club for rather cheap. And here we have the introduction of the main character, and also G-Red, who's your first Gotchaborg. G-Red's special because most of the Borgs in this have variations of colors and different abilities. G-Red is the only one that doesn't have any variations, except for technically G-Black, but you're only able to get him if you use a cheat or from a promotion. So here we are going to be having our first fight.
They are the Death Force. They are an evil Gotchaborg corps that fight only to conquer and destroy. Your fighting courage turns into GF energy, which is my battle power. Now, give me your orders, GF Commander.
Alright, let's rock!
Now here we have the basic enemy of the game, the Deathborgs. I believe these are Deathborgs Beta.
Yes!
They're variations of betas with different abilities.
Nice!
All the Deathborgs are extremely weak. They're not all that good. You're unable to get any of them though till your second playthrough, so don't expect me to ever be using any through this play. And there we had Beta, and I just finished off an Omega there. I'm gonna try to have little icons about them whenever I mention a Borg's name. And that was the first battle of the game. Very, very easy, but trust me, it gets much harder than that. And up in the corner you'll see the GF energy, and whenever you beat a battle, you gain more energy to make the fights easier, and you also be able to use more Borgs. At the moment I'm only able to use G-Red, but after the first few battles I will get enough GF energy and 2 more Borgs.
Huh? Thank you. Let's join forces. We will protect you and your planet from the Death Force. We are the Gotchaborg Corps of Justice, known as Gacha Force.
Now we are getting our first view of Safari Town. We have Little Hill, which you just saw. The elementary school where the kids go to school. That's a fairly interesting stage. Has tables and such. Your room, which consists of a large staircase and several stacks of manga and a desk. And then Kakeru's house, which is you fight in his backyard. He has a doghouse and such, and we will be fighting Kakeru now. Kakeru specializes in ninja-type Borgs, and his main board, Sasuke, is a recolor of the normal ninja, which I should be getting towards the end of the video.
We can do this!
And each of the main characters has their own specialty Borg, except for Orochi, who appears later on. And all of their Borgs, with the exception of G-Red, is a simple recolor and power-boosted version of it. As I said, Kakeru's is a normal ninja. Normal ninja recolor.
Yeah,
And now we got some more GF energy from beating him, and now he joins us. And next we're going after Kitsune.
Hey!
He's one of the two bullies that appear early on in the game. His specialty is robot Borgs, and his main Borg is a recolor of the normal robot named Isaac.
You'll be easy!
Now, it may just seem like these are simple, tedious battles in the beginning, but they do get better once we get a more variety of Borgs and it's not just one-on-one fights like these.
Do it! Not yet! Yeah!
Okay, and that's another one down.
Alright! Yeehaw!
Seems like a strange reaction to losing. And now we are going to protect Mana's partner, Nao.
Aww.
Mana's the support ally you can get. She specializes in all sorts of support Borgs, including the nurses, and later on she gets some of the witches. And I'll get more into witches once we finally start seeing some. Her Borg there is a recolor of the Angel Borg, which is a fairly weak Borg. Its only real importance is that it has the ability to heal Borgs during battles. And if you'll note, this Death Borg here, instead of having the red markings, he has blue. That signifies a color variation. Color variations are just a rarer form of Borgs, and you'll be able to get them from time to time. Some of the colorations are cool, and some are just alright. There are several other different variations, but we most likely won't see any of them till later on. Okay, now we are going to be getting into a normal Death Force fight. I'm mostly going to be skipping over these because usually they're just repetitive and show the exact same thing over and over again. And I'll just show this one. Usually what they consist of is just a group of Death Borgs, and then they'll have two Borgs of one kind, then one slightly stronger Borg of another kind. But they're mostly repetitive and random, so I won't be showing them. I will do them off screen just to grind for GF energy. Okay.
Alright! We did it!
Okay, now we're introduced to the other of the bully trio, Nakobe, and
Hey,
Kitsune
you.
is just sort of his lackey.
Hee
Nakobe's specialty is
I'll do
Night
my best.
Borgs, and his Borg, Vlad, is a recoloration and more powerful version of the Vampire Knight.
You're no match for me!
If you oppose Katsumi, you'll regret it.
The Vampire Knight is a rather special Night Borg. It has as it fights, it slowly loses HP, but then when it does attack, it gains back the amount of damage that it's done as an HP boost. So it can be pretty effective when you're fighting enemies with large amounts of HP that you're able to get a ton of hits on. If you just noticed that that last part he hit me and gained a little bit of his health back. As you saw, he was down to just a bit of health left.
We're awesome! You'll pay for this!
And personally, I just love the reaction sprites of the characters in this game. Especially these two, when they're so surprised that you are able to beat them. And now we are boosted up to 80 GF energy in order for us to be able to use the 2 Borgs that were just added to our inventory. I'm gonna change my force.
These are the Gotcha Borgs you have. Recruit a Gotcha Borg from the Gotcha box to your force.
Okay, here we have the first 2 ones. I'm gonna show them off a little bit just because they're new. First we have the normal ninja. This is the exact same that Sasuke is, except it's a slightly different color. Sasuke is has orange hair with the yellow highlight on top, and his clothing is red. And the other one we have is the Revolver Gunman, which is one of my personal favorites. Revolver Gunman is a pretty good long-range Borg. He can get a bit slow when it comes to close-up range, so I highly advise you try to keep your distance whenever fighting using him. And now I'm going to set up my force and move on to the next fight. And whenever I get Borgs like this, I will try to accent each one by showing them off a little bit. Later on, when we're getting more Borgs quickly, I might not do it quite as often. And we're going to get our first multiple Borg battle. And you have a multitude of forces. I only have one at the moment, simply because I only have 3 Borgs to choose from.
Let's do this!
Here we go!
And for this fight, Kakeru is using 2 normal ninjas than Sasuke, so technically 3.
They're too strong! Sorry! Wow!
Now!
What?
Good!
I'm on my way! Go! Wow!
Take this!
The nice thing about the Revolver Gunman, though, is that he does have a pretty good rolling dodge in order to keep his distance from close-range characters like the normal ninjas. And that is it.
Alright!
We've lost!
Alright, now that we've finished off the first couple of more stationary missions, I will be stopping it off here, and we'll start in and show off these few new characters, and see you next time. G-Red, salute!